As someone who is looking for a permanent cure for gear acquisition syndrome, I told my wife and close friends that I was not going to buy another gear after getting the Sony ZV-E10, and I held up to my words for a few months at least. Not until my mid-2015 MacBook Pro started mocking me each time I tried to edit any 4K footage from either my iPhone or the ZV-E10, or when I opened multiple design softwares to work. It was pretty bad that I had to refrigerate the computer for at least 5 minutes twice a day. At this point, it was no doubt time for an upgrade. Since 2025 was the perfect year for me, I pulled the trigger sometime in April, pun intended, and I never regretted my action. I've been using this laptop for about 8 months now, and this piece is a beast. It is the 2021 14-inch M1 MacBook Pro in space gray with 1TB SSD storage and 16 gigs of unified memory, or RAM as we often call it. It also has 8-core CPU that is split into 6 performance cores and 2 efficiency cores with 14-core GPU and 200GB per second memory bandwidth. Even though the Max version would have been a better option, this still handles my daily tasks pretty well, which is mainly editing videos for this YouTube channel, editing rap music videos, documentaries, as well as graphic design projects and light animation. This is where the performance cores really shows its strength. Plus, the laptop weighs about 3.5 pounds with a 15.5mm thickness. I'm a big fan of the 2015 MacBook Pro because it reminds me of the Nokia 3310 in terms of its durability and rigidity, which is the more reason I'm glad to see the same design make its comeback in a sleek modern way with round edges in the new M series, and also having a robust enclosure made of recycled aluminum. I really want to shout out to whoever advised the design team at Apple to ditch the world famous annoying butterfly keyboard, because this time it came with an all new black anodized inset keyboard, and thank God for the return of additional ports like the SD card slots, HDMI ports, MagSafe 3 and 3 USB-C Thunderbolt 4 ports. They also lost the MacBook Pro logo that has always been beneath the screen, which is now engraved at the bottom of the chassis. The screen resolution is quite decent with mini LEDs that emits up to 1000 nits brightness from its 14.2-inch Liquid Retina XDR display that offers ProMotion with adaptive 120Hz refresh rate. Personally, I love displays with thin bezels, which is a major feature of this laptop. And one thing to note is that it blooms slightly when looking straight at the screen, but intensively from an angle. It has a decent onboard microphone, a 1080p webcam that works in low light, and a 6-speaker sound system with 2 lag tweeters. Let me run a quick sound test so you get a feel.
Welcome to the gathering of the scattered ones. Before the God that gathers us is nothing but a demonstration of the fact that love at walk. In other words, there's no other word than the word of God. And God is born by the dying of the Son upon the cross. Even the paradox that Jesus raised Lazarus. You don't believe, keep shook and quit being blasphemous. The master washed me clean, now you can't tell how bad that was. Anointed with the fragrance from a holy alabaster box.
Even while others are furious about the notch, I have no issues with it because I barely pay attention to it when I'm immersed in my work. The hinges on this new design feel different and solid. I don't know how I left a few scratches on its unibody because it stays docked 90% of the time in this laptop holder I constructed. Well, it's not a deal breaker for me since it's only at the bottom. When it comes to trackpads, we all know that no one can beat Apple to this game. It is always huge, and on the M series way different in terms of haptic and feedback. Honestly, I've used several Windows laptops for design and video editing, but the MacBook is the only computer I can confidently travel with without carrying an external mouse because it allows me to zoom in or out, scroll and also scrub through my timeline with ease. Speaking of video editing, this thing chews every 4K footage I throw at it flawlessly. I edit all my videos in DaVinci Resolve without having to change the proxy handling, which is always set to prefer camera originals. The same also goes for the timeline playback resolution, which is always on full, and this doesn't cause any skipping frame issues or lagging, except maybe once or twice, which restarting the computer solved completely. I can practically edit 3 to 4 of these YouTube videos from start to finish with effects and color grade on a single charge, since it has a 69.6 watt-hour battery with a charging brick that delivers up to 67 watts, a 2-meter USB-C to MagSafe 3 braided cable in white, which takes about 1 hour 30 minutes to charge this laptop from 0 to 100%, though Apple claims it lasts up to 17 hours. Well, I'll say that depends on your use case. You should expect roughly 11 to 14 hours while doing non-intensive tasks like typing, checking emails, music playback, and web browsing. And for the web browsing part, just stick to Safari browser and totally stay away from Google Chrome for better efficiency. Even though the fans on this laptop almost never kicks off, Google Chrome will definitely ignite them for you. At least that's my own experience. The fans actually do spin once in a while when rendering complex video files, and believe me, the render speed on this thing is swift. For intensive tasks like video editing, I'll boldly say it can last up to 4 to 6 hours on a single charge, as heavy applications drains the battery fast. And like I said earlier, mine stays docked 90% of the time since I barely walk away from a power outlet. Is this laptop still a good buy in 2026? Absolutely, because I honestly think Apple made a mistake for making this laptop this good. It almost cost me my middle kidney to buy this laptop, but I had no choice because I needed something that will enable me to achieve more in less time. So if you're a creative and you're looking for a good laptop to buy in 2026, then this is the way to go. I know you will probably say getting the M2 Pro, M3 Pro, or the M4 Pro is better. Yeah, of course, but at the same time, you must stop comparing these generations based on the numbers or release years. Instead, make the comparison based on their categories or families, like the base model, the Pro, the Max, and Ultra. Plus, my advice is that you spend that extra money on an M1 Max with 32 or 64 GB RAM with either a 2TB or 4TB storage, which outperforms the M2 and M3 Pro in my opinion, even the M4 Pro in certain aspects if I'm not wrong. Since you've watched this video up to this point, my name still remains Kankara Nomde Benjamin, the professional apprentice aka Pro App. No matter what you do, don't forget to put God first and create again. Peace and I'm out.